Hey everyone, Pav here from F1 Cards UK. So in today's video, I am going to provide an overview of the different sets and collections that are available in the modern era of Formula 1 cards. Now, you can see in front of me, there's an array of different cards here that look different, that come from different collections and sets from different years. I always get asked through the website from lots of you, and I love the questions, always happy to help. Fire them across. I get asked, Pav, I've discovered Turbo Attax because I bought a pack in the supermarket. I've now realised that there's more collections and sets available in Formula 1 cards. What's good? What's not? What should I get into? What's the difference? I often get asked, Pav, I've come across the King of Collectibles show on Netflix. I've discovered that there's a hobby of Formula 1 cards that are out there. I saw one sold for $1 million. What collection did it come from? What do you suggest I get into? This is my budget. What do you recommend? I get asked a lot about parallels and autograph cards. So this video, I'm going to provide an overview to all of that from my experience and my knowledge base. Then there'll be a series of videos that come out over the next couple of months where we dive in deeply into different sets, different collections, and we talk about specific topics within the hobby. But for anybody looking to get started, hopefully this is a video for you. Hopefully it provides a great overview. Subscribe, because there'll be lots more content that comes out over the next couple of months relating to different collections and sets. But here we go. This is a overview of the most common collections and sets in the modern era of Formula 1 cards. Now, I say modern era of Formula 1 cards because Topps began their partnership with Formula 1 in 2020. So Formula 1 cards in the modern age have only been around since 2020, and that was the start of many of these collections. Some came a little bit later on. We've got Turbo Attax, Topps Now, Flagship, Lights Out, Eccelenza, which we are waiting on to be released, F1 Sapphire, and Dynasty. They're the ones we're going to provide an overview around today. They are the most common and they are the most collectible. What I will firstly go into, though, is numbered parallels, short prints, image variations, autograph cards. So nearly every collection that we talk about will have a base card. This base card here is from Chrome 2022. It is card number 1. It's a Max Verstappen portrait card. It's desired as base cards go. It's probably the most desired out of that whole collection, as any Max or usually Hamilton cards tend to be. But it's a base card. It's fairly common. It'll be worth a couple of pounds. You could pick them up on eBay auction sites, Facebook groups quite readily. But you know, it plays a part in a set and a collection. So in Chrome 2022, there is a couple of hundred cards to collect in total. That is one of the couple of hundred that you need, but it's the most basic version of that card. Then we have, which it tends to be the hobby of Formula 1 cards, numbered parallels. So numbered parallels are rarer versions of that same specific card. The numbered parallel that we've got here is actually called a superfractor in that collection. It's a one of one. There is only one version of that specific border and design of card number 1 in the world. It's the most valuable. It has the highest rarity. There are collectors out there that specifically chase and seek one of ones. That is their collection. They're high-end collectors. That's all they do, and that's all they're interested in. For many people across the hobby, for your favorite driver, for your favorite team, it's a piece that you would probably retain forever because you are the only owner in the world of a one of one. There are other numbered parallels. The numbered parallels do vary by sets. Commonly, you'll have an out of 5 parallel, so there'll only be 5 of that specific color and design or border of that card, which is rare, ultra rare. You might get an out of 10, which is ultra rare. You might get an out of 25, which is rare. You might get an out of 50, which is pretty rare as well when you think about a specific card on a global basis. It's an international hobby. There might only be a few other out of 50 parallels in your specific country. Then you'll have parallels like out of 100 or 150, 200, 299. The higher the number, the least rarity that there is in that specific parallel, and the more commonly you'll find and come across those specific parallel numbers. They'll all have different borders and designs and colors, and you might find one that you specifically like and just chase that numbered parallel across all cards, or cards of a driver or a team that you specifically are interested in. We then have short prints. So here we go. A short print is not numbered. You can see here that there is a gold and purple design and edge to the card. It's still card number 1 of Chrome 2022 in that collection. The hit rate of pulling one of these is 1 in 80 packs. There might be short prints out there where the hit rate is 1 in 180 packs, for instance, which means that they are rarer to pull. You'll get image variations. So on the back of all of these cards, it says card number 1. You can see, regardless of if it's a short print or a numbered parallel, the image on the front is the same. It's the border that changes most of the time. But for an image variation on the back of this card, it says card number 1, but it's a different image. It's rare. It's usually super rare, the image variations, a lot of the time across different collections, and the variation, the actual image itself, will be standout most of the time. It will be completely different to the normal image that you expect for that specific card. In Chrome 2022, it tends to be a celebratory type of image, either with a flag or a trophy. So hopefully that provides a bit of an overview around base cards and numbered parallels. You can see here then, when you stack up different parallels against each other, it builds what we call a rainbow. It looks great. You can display this really well, in your house, in your personal collection, and there are lots of collectors out there that might chase what we call a rainbow, which is all of the different variations of a specific card from a specific set that is available out there. Now we will go into autograph cards next. So I always get asked, what sets have an autograph card? How do I chase an autograph card? There are 2 types of autograph cards. You get digital autographs, which are specific to Turbo Attax. You can see here the George Russell digital autograph, which is just a digital copy printed onto the card. Nothing, in my opinion, super rare or desirable about that, besides the fact they are rarer to come across. So the signature style cards tend to be a bit more expensive in Turbo Attax because they are just harder to come by, rather than maybe any value in the specific signature. In the rest of the collections and the rest of the sets that are out there, and sets of the future, what you will find is these on-sticker autograph cards. So these on-sticker autograph cards are stickers that are top certified, which tops go to drivers and teams during the off-season most of the time, and they'll get them to sign sheets and sheets and sheets of these stickers, and they'll apply them onto different cards. They could be base cards like this for Carlos Sainz. They could also be numbered parallel cards, which are rarer and are what are most desired, that they apply the sticker to. You can see here, let me show you one that I've got in my collection. Let's pull out Felipe Drogovic from Chrome 2022, on sticker, top certified sticker, autograph, which is numbered as well. Because it's green, it's numbered 18 out of 99. So there are only 99 of that specific card out there in the world. The Carlos Sainz base card is right there. So now let's go into the other question that I always get asked, which is, where do you purchase, before we even start and go through the collections and sets that are out there, where do you purchase, or how do you get into collecting these cards? You got 3 avenues, in my opinion. You could purchase boxes. You could purchase boxes from the Topps website. But they sell out really quickly. Usually there's a limited release that goes directly out via their website, and then the only way to secure boxes are via secondary markets. You can buy them from our website. You know, we get a hold of boxes across different sets from a number of different distributors around the world, and you know, provide a value driven secondary market for those that are looking to acquire different boxes to open up at home. You can go to eBay. You'll get some on eBay. Obviously, be aware of different sellers on eBay. You don't have to buy boxes to get into Formula One cards. You could buy single cards. You can pick up single cards that you like, that you've researched from online, and get them from eBay, Goldin, the auction website. Our website, f1cards.co.uk, sells single cards. There are loads of Facebook groups out there. You can join them. You'll usually see single cards that pop up. Some that come to mind are F1 Sports Cards, F1 Cards Community, Formula One Trading Card Collectors. There's a few out there globally which have, you know, pretty large groups if you are active on Facebook. There is also a Discord group in the UK which has a really busy set of channels for buying and selling single cards. There'll be a link down in the description to check out. You can also buy spots in what we call box breaks. So I break open boxes and I sell specific driver or team spots to individuals that wish to purchase them. So somebody might purchase just the Max Verstappen cards that come out of a specific box or multiple boxes that we open. I do that live on Whatnot. There are other what we call breakers that do that live on Whatnot. There's a link down in the description. Check us out on there. You can also find box breaks that we do on the website, f1cards.co.uk, and Discord. Now, into the next. That question I always get asked. What card was it that sold for $1 million odd in on the King of Collectibles show? It was this. It was what we call, on the right hand side, a Superfractor 1 of 1 Lewis Hamilton from Chrome 2020. Chrome, amongst the global hobby of F1 collectors, is by and far the most common and most desired and sought after collection, and the numbered parallels in turn are the most desired and sought after. You'll find on that show where they speak about, and they show you the kid from Canada that pulled that card. It was from this, a box of Chrome from 2020. Now let's go back to this image. Let's go back to the different collections and sets. What we're going to do here is we are going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to provide you a rundown of how long they've been around, what to expect, and most importantly, the different price points to expect across these different sets. So we will start with Turbo Attax. Turbo Attax have been around since 2020. Turbo Attax can really vary in budget and price, from £2 a packet to £50 for a multi-pack. You get parallels in Turbo Attax now. You can pull a 1 of 1. You get digital signatures. It is a kid's game with a game mat that for most people isn't a collectible set. There are people that like to finish the whole set, but there isn't a substantial value of any sort in many or any of the parallels that are out there, besides the ultra rare stuff like your 1 of 1s. But even those on a like for like basis are worth far less than 1 of 1s from any other collection that we go through today. Tops Now. So you will see Tops Now cards that are out there. Tops Now is not a box that you buy. Tops Now are weekly releases during the F1 season and a little bit after or before, of 3 or 4 specific cards that are printed on demand by Tops that are sold on the website, which is usually celebrating an achievement of some sort or a iconic historic moment. So if you go onto the Tops website right now today, you will see a Tops Now card, most likely celebrating Oscar Piastri's sprint race win. you'll see a card that is out there for Max Verstappen's 10 consecutive wins in the 2023 season. Each card costs £7 to £9. You can get parallels. If you are lucky, you will receive a parallel version up to the chase, which is a 1 of 1. They print a 1 of 1 of each specific card that they release. But you can get other numbered parallels like an out of 10, an out of 99, and that varies depending on the year and the card itself. We then have what we call Flagship. So Flagship, the price point is pretty broad. Flagship is what we call paper stock cards. So Flagship, Chrome, and Sapphire have the same set of images. For the initial in the latest year release anyway, for the initial 200 cards that come within the core set, they have the same set of images. You get different insert images in different sets then in addition to those, and extra things that you can chase across different products. But Flagship is a paper-based version of Chrome and Sapphire. It's really only collected heavily in the UK. They're not going to be releasing a Flagship product in 2023. There'll be replacements for that. There is a chase of what we call relic cards, though, in Flagship, which you can see here. This is a card of Sebastian Vettel with a small patch from one of his driver outfits. They are not necessarily race worn, but there's a patch from one of his outfits there. We then have Lights Out, which is in a lot of ways probably the starting point or one of the cheaper product price points that are out there for a smaller set of cards that you're able to complete. There's 60 odd cards in the Lights Out set for the last couple of years. Each box costs £45 to £50, depending on who you buy it from in the secondary market, and if you can still find any of those boxes. The further the years go on, the less that there is in availability, which then obviously naturally means that the prices tend to go up over a period of time. You can get 1 of 1s. They are gold bars. They are a gold frame around the card itself. You get 2 numbered parallels in each specific box. We then have this. Let me hide my camera so that you can see it. We then have Eccelenza. We are still waiting on this product. It's not been released yet. It is a 2023 release, exclusive in Italy, that will be distributed globally then. Within that card, very similar to Flagship, there are relics available, which are small patches, but these are what we call premium stock cards. They are thick cards. They aren't paper-based cards like Flagship. There are only 7 cards in a box of Eccelenza, and you can also chase autograph cards of legends like Nigel Mansell. We then go into these 2 collections, which are globally amongst the hobby the 2 big ones. They are the most common, the most desirable. Neither of them are cheap. There are different price points to get into both. Chrome is a fair bit cheaper than Sapphire. There are far more people that chase and collect that Topps Chrome cards across all sports, not just Formula 1. You get Chrome and Sapphire in nearly most sports that Topps release cards for. There are different prices within Chrome because you get 2 different versions of boxes. You get what we call light boxes, which have a couple of exclusive parallels that are available, but you cannot get autograph cards in any of the light boxes for the last couple of years. And you also get what we call Chrome Hobby, which is the higher end of the price range, £290, £300 even nowadays, and you have a 50% chance of pulling an autograph card out of one of those boxes. Sapphire then. Sapphire, like cracked ice effect. They are stunning. For many collectors, they look the best amongst all the collections and sets. They are the most expensive. you only get 8 packets in a specific box. You get 4 parallels in a specific box. They're £250 to £300 per box. But you know they look great, and for the collectors that can afford it, they definitely retain a fair bit of value because of how desirable the numbered parallels in Sapphire tend to be. We then have Dynasty. It's £1,000 plus for one single card. It's high risk. It's the high end of the collection. They look great. There's a big jumbo patch. Sometimes on the cards there can be smaller patches. The patches really vary in detail. You get some that are fairly basic. You get some that are stunning. There'll be an autograph on the cards. And there'll be parallels available within. There'll be parallels available of each card. The one on here is a 1 of 1 that we pulled on a break a couple of months ago. It's high risk, high reward, but it's more common to fall short when opening a box of Dynasty. You could pull a card that could be worth a few £1,000, £10,000. You could pull a card that's worth £200. More times than not, there are cards that are worth far less than you pay for a box of Dynasty in the resale market. But if you can afford it, if it's within your budget and your price range, they look stunning, they look great. But if you're thinking about collecting a whole set of Dynasty, you have to be prepared to spend tens of thousands of pounds in that pursuit if you're gonna do it by opening boxes. Now, let's go into Turbo Attax. So Turbo Attax have been around since 2020. They were first year release when Topps partnered with Formula 1. We've had it in 21, we've had it in 22, 2023, and I imagine Turbo Attax will continue throughout the years for a fair few years to come still. Topps Now. So Topps Now also have been released since 2020. You can see historic images like Lewis Hamilton's 91st victory here. You can see in 2021 Mick Schumacher's first race. We had cards in 2022, 2023. They are weekly releases the week after a race. No doubt they will continue because the Topps Now range is ever expanding. It's a real-time way of building collections. Flagship. So Flagship, there was no Flagship in 2020. There was no Flagship in there's no Flagship this year in 2023. Flagship was released in 2021, and there was a 2022 release of Flagship, and that is it. As you can see, they contain these small relics that can be numbered versions of that specific card, which increase in rarity. Ultimately, the chase is a 1 of 1 relic out of that collection. Now, let's talk about Lights Out. So, Lights Out, there wasn't a Lights Out product in 2020. There was one in 2021. There's one in 2022. Unknown if there's going to be one for the 2023 season. We shall find out in due course. Hopefully there is. It's been a popular product amongst the hobby, not so much in the US, which tends to be one of the biggest markets for all sports cards, but across the UK and Europe, it's been popular. You can chase gold bars, which are the 1 of 1s. There are a variety of different parallels to go after, and it's a small set. It's not like Turbo Attax where there's a few hundred cards, or Chrome Sapphire where there's a couple of hundred cards at least. It's a 60 odd card collection that is pretty achievable to complete on a number of different types of budgets. We then have Eccelenza. We are waiting on this product. It is another small range product in the sense that there are 65, 70 cards to complete. There are parallels. There are autograph cards of F1 legends, so there's not autograph cards of F1 drivers. They're £140 a box at release, and there's only 7 cards in a box. We'll do a video opening up a box of Eccelenza as soon as they arrive. We then have Chrome. As I said earlier, Chrome is the most common amongst the global hobby of Formula 1 collectors. Chrome was released in 2020. We've had it in 2021, 2022, and we will have Chrome in 2023. I show you these autograph cards because they only come out of boxes of Chrome Hobby. You also get another version of Chrome boxes, which is called Chrome Lite. The difference, I said it earlier, there are no autograph cards available in Chrome Lite. Only Chrome Hobby boxes contain a 50% chance of pulling an autograph card. Chrome Lite boxes, they weren't around, they weren't released in 2020. There was a release in 2021, a release in 2022. Unknown if they will be available in 2023. I presume they will be. Chrome will definitely be released. It's just whether they release a light variation of the product, which instead of the chance of pulling an autograph card, they do include, or they have for the last couple of years included, what we call these ray wave parallels. So of different colors. The one in 2021 you can see is a black and white ray wave. The one in 2022 here is a pink ray wave. I expect that they would include extra parallels if they did release a product in 2023, because there has to be something extra in a light box, even though it is half the price of a Chrome Hobby box. There has to be something extra for it to provide enough value. We then have Sapphire. Cracked ice type of effect. They look stunning. Sapphire has been around since 2020. It will continue. It is £250 to £300 a box. It is far more expensive to complete and chase than Chrome, which is why Chrome is globally the most common and sought after cards that are out there. But if it is in your price range, it is a stunning collection to go after, and you get numbered parallels which look amazing across all the Sapphire products. We'll be opening a box on YouTube so you can have a look firsthand what the different color variations are and the hit rates behind opening a box of Sapphire 2022. Lastly, we have Dynasty. So Dynasty has also been around since 2020. There was a release then, there was a release in 2021, 2022, and we expect there to be a release in 2023. Different patches are available, some smaller, some larger, some from a driver's outfit, some could be from a glove, for instance. You will find every Dynasty card has a on-card autograph alongside a parallel of some sort. So the worst parallel so far in this year's Dynasty has been an out of 10, which is considered the base card for that set. But it is still a numbered parallel because there are only ever a maximum of 10 of that specific card available out there. Well, that is it, everyone. That is the different collections across Formula One cards. Here you go as an overview again. So Turbo Attax, Tops Now, Flagship, Lights Out, Dynasty, Sapphire, Chrome, Eccelenza, which is the newer product. For people that always ask me, which do you recommend I get into? Where do I start? It really depends on, firstly, budget. You know, how much you are willing to spend in the pursuit of the hobby. It's never a cheap hobby, regardless of which collection you go after or you get into. It also depends which cards you like the most. You know, some people will look at Lights Out and they say, I don't like it. They say it's not for me. Some people will fall in love with Lights Out. Some people, the majority of people, will love Sapphire. You might get some that don't. Some people might not like Chrome. The majority of the hobby tends to, at least in the last few years release, love the Chrome collection because of the different inserts that are available as well, and how commonly it tends to be available to buy and to buy spots into breaks across Chrome. But find a collection that you love. If you love Turbo Attax, chase the parallels, complete your sets. Go after what you can afford. Go after what you like the most. It gets expensive when you chase multiple products and multiple sets. I started my journey into the hobby a few years ago, actually at the end of 2020 with Turbo Attax. I bought them in a supermarket, discovered that there were other products that are available out there, got into Chrome, fell in love with that, got into Sapphire, started chasing specific sets and numbered parallels for each of those sets throughout the years. And yeah, I've got Dynasty cards, and I don't chase sets of Dynasty because that's not within the budget or the price range that I look to pursue, but I add Dynasty cards where I can into my collections. I'll be chasing a set of Eccelenza and maybe a numbered parallel set of Eccelenza when it gets released. But find what you love, find the cards that you really enjoy collecting. Hopefully that's provided an overview. To find out more, go to our website, f1cards.co.uk. There is a collections tab. If you drop down there, you can see all the different collections with the checklists and the different versions and parallels of each card in each set that are available. You can also then follow us on Instagram, F1 Cards UK, drop us a message, send us an email. If you've got any queries or questions, happy to help anybody that is new into the hobby. As I said, hit the subscribe button. I'll be releasing a series of videos that cover specific products and specific sets over the next couple of months. Thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. Have a good day.